or take a photo if you have another device available, and keep a lookout for our future publicity materials. We would greatly appreciate it if you could all just take a few minutes to also scan the QR code on that poster to complete our book buddy quiz so that you can find your book buddy, as this is part of the Fiesta activities. You may also access the quiz in the link that is in the Zoom chat. All right. So next, today's storytellers are from the Storytelling Association Singapore. Um, this association began in 2006. Storytelling Association Singapore is a place for the appreciation of storytelling, to nurture the growth of storytellers, to support professional storytellers, and to share information on storytelling events in Singapore. So, without further ado, let me introduce our our storytellers for today. Today, as we've mentioned, the theme is on rocks, rabbits, and root veg. Wow, that's an unusual theme, but let's go ahead. We have amazing storytellers for you today. We'll have Shalni, followed by Edward, and then Alice. All right. So first, we've got Shalni. She's an educator who loves to weave stories into her lessons. Wow, I envy her students. She enjoys the process of crafting a story since no two experiences are ever the same. So without further ado, let's welcome her.
Hi everyone, how are you? All right, everybody. So today I'm so happy to be here. Hello. Okay, so my story is called, well, you'll find out. So in my story, there was Farmer Joe. Now, Farmer Joe was looking at his watch. 3 hours left. What do you know what the 3 hours were for? He had 3 hours to his competition. How many of us join competitions? I do. I've attended competitions. But do you know what competition? I've never attended his kind of competition, okay? Farmer Joe was going for a turnip competition. Yes. Do you know what a turnip is? I couldn't find a turnip today. A turnip is a root vegetable. Okay. It's a vegetable that grows underground and you have to pull it out. So in his city, in his village, every farmer would grow for this competition, the enormous turnip competition. And he would take part. And he's happy to tell you that he's champion every year. Every year he'd have the biggest, the best turnip ever. And so this year he had a full patch, look at my garden in the back, he had a full patch. And he had picked out three good ones. He knew those were good. And so he looked around and he's like, aha, 3 hours. He usually pulled them out around now. It's taken an hour to get to the competition. So he had 2 hours to clean up everything and all that. So he knew it was in good time. So he went to turnip number one, cleaned up the patch, and he's like, okay. He held it by the roots and he said, okay. He had this chant, okay, that he did every year. Every year he would chant and he would do this. I pull the turnip. I pull the turnip because it's not so easy. I pull the turnip today. I'll win the competition. I'll win the competition. I'll win the competition today. Anyway, number one came out. And it was about this size. He's like, oh, he's a bit disappointed. He's like, it looked bigger because all the leaves were so huge and nice. And he put it aside. So never mind, I've got two more. And so he went to number two. And the same thing. Everybody, can you tell with me, repeat after me? I pull the turnip. I pull the turnip. I pull the turnip today. I'll win the competition. I'll win the competition. I hope. I'll win the competition today. Oh, he pulled out the second one. The second one was bigger. Was like, whoa. Like, oh, very healthy looking. This is a possible one. Slightly smaller than last year's, but okay. He put it aside. And so he said, I have to have three. This is this is the way he did it, right? There's a certain routine, there's a certain way he was going to do it. That was his superstition. He did it. So he said, okay, third one. Remember to chant after me, okay? I pull the turnip. I pull the turnip. I pull. Now by now it would have been softer, but it wouldn't. He's like, I pull the turnip today. I he couldn't even finish it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I need my wife. And so he called, wife, please, I need your help. We need to get this turnip out. So the wife came up. She said, you have two. He said, no, I need three. You know that. So the wife held onto his waist, and he held onto the turnip. And he went, ready, everyone? I pulled the turnip. I pulled the turnip. I pulled the turnip today. I'll win the competition. I'll win. With two people, both of them failed. He's like, look at the clock. It was 2 hours, and now it's about one. It's only 1.5 hours. That's 30 minutes they spent. So, oh no, wife, we don't have much time. So the wife said, okay, we'll get our children. So he got his wife, his daughter, and his son, both of them, to come down from their rooms. So they called up, okay, and they came. And so Farmer Joe, his wife, his two children, all holding on to the side. Everybody holding on. Okay, we're gonna help Farmer Joe. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We pull the turnip. We pull the turnip. It's become a we now. We pull the turnip today. Then they look at each other and like, oh. Okay, haven't finished, haven't finished. We'll win the competition. We'll win the competition. We'll win the competition. All four of them fell. And Simon Joe was like, what kind of turnip? Do you think he was sad? He's getting more excited. He's like, oh, wow, this turnip is taking so long to come out. It must be fantastic. And his wife and children were like, you have it. I said, no, I need number three. So the daughter was like, okay, I'll go and ask the neighbors next door. She went to ask the neighbor. And the neighbor next door happened to be home. And he said, Uncle, we need your help because the turnip won't come out. And we all four of us tried, and it's really very tough, okay? And so the turnip's taking so long. Okay, come. So he came, his wife came, and they said, okay, the more the merrier, right? Four people can't get it, maybe six. So again, Farmer Joe, his wife, his son, his daughter, the two neighbors, six of them holding on. Okay, hold tight, we're gonna pull. Everybody, come on, hold on tight, and all of you, of course, helping. Okay, we pull the turnip. We pull the turnip. We pull the turnip today. We'll win the competition. We'll win the competition. Hold on. Breathe. Try again. We'll win the competition. We'll win the competition. No. And by now, tick-tock, time was up. He's like, I have to leave in an hour. Oh no, what do I do? So the children, the neighbors just went to get anybody who was home. Just call anybody because this was so tough. And everybody told him, just look at that other turn. He said, no, I have to win. I have to win. Have you felt like that before? When you just try so hard and you just say, I have to, it's about me. I have to win. I need this. She always won, right? Okay. So they got so many people. And they lost count. I think that they had about 10 people, not that many, but they had 10 people. And of course, all of you, right? You're going to help. So come on, everybody. We got to help him, all right? He's got to go. It's an hour before he has to leave. And it took time getting all those people. So by the time everybody, all of us, 55 minutes. So it's like, okay, everybody's like, okay, everybody, muscle. Okay, ready? Oh, the turnip. Come on, slowly. Hi ho, we pull the turnip. Hi ho, we pull the turnip. Hi ho, everybody. We pull the turnip today. We've got to get it out. Let's go. We've got to get it out. We've got to get it out. Everybody's desperate. We've got to get it out today. Oh, and they found. Okay, everyone one. The turnip. The first one was this. The second one was this. That one, the leaves were not as big, but the bottom of it was so big. They'd never seen a turnip like that. I can't even find you a picture of a turnip like that. So big. And Farmer Joe looked at him and everybody's like, on the ground, like, oh, nice turnip. Yeah. Farmer Joe said, okay, 20 minutes, let me get into the car. I will drive an hour. I think I'll get there. And he didn't even bother to clean it up. He didn't bother, he just wrapped it up. He didn't thank anybody. He didn't do anything. He just got it all done. And he left it in the car. And he drove down to the competition. He put it there. And then he cleaned, okay, clean. And he put it there. The big turnip. And as he waited there, he saw everybody, right? They had the turnips and everybody's like, wow, such a big turnip. But he saw everybody had come with their family. Everybody had come with their friends. And he, with all those 10, 12 people who had helped him, was there alone. And he looked at that turnip and he thought to himself, he wasn't very happy. He was very sad, actually. And he's like, oh, I should have asked everyone to come, isn't it? Because everybody helped. And do you know what he did? Do you think he stayed? Do you think he won? Do you think he won? Tell me. Those who think he won, put up your hands. Those who think he didn't win, put up your hands. Well, we'll never find out, actually. Because at that moment, Farmer Joe wrapped up that turnip, drove back, and everybody's like, but you're going to win. I don't care. Because he realized that that turnip was not just his. It was all those people who had helped him, his wife, his children, his neighbors, and all those people just, without wanting anything in return, had come to help him, for him. And he was so focused on that. He went back. And when he went back, everyone was like, and his wife and children were like, why are you back? He said, I gotta make some turnip soup, and some turnip casserole, and some turnip pasta, and some turnip pizza. And because we've got to, and he's like, huh, so much food? I said, yep, we've got a neighborhood to feed. We're having a turnip party today. And that's the story of Farmer Joe. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Shalni, for that very touching story. I hope that one day, if you find that enormous turnip of yours, you also get to share it with your loved ones, like the farmer did. All right. Next up, we have Edward. Edward developed a love for storytelling as a child, raised as a third culture kid. He is currently training in musical theater and ballet in London. Well, we won't get to see ballet today, but we'll surely see a wonderful and exciting story. So raise your hands up along with me to welcome Edward.
Children, raise your hand if you love homework. Oh wait, I see some of you in this audience are too little for homework. You're very lucky. When you get to my old age, you're going to have a lot of homework. But when I was your age, my mummy made me do lots and lots of chores. Children, do you know what chores are? Chores are when you help your parents around the household. Every week, I would have to first make my bed, fluff, 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 fluff. Peg the washing on the washing line, peg, 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 peg. Vacuum my room with a little vacuum cleaner. Help my mummy for dinner. by chopping the vegetables. Mind your fingers. Chop, 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 chop. And stirring the soup. Glug, 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 glug. Lay the table before dinner. Plate, knife, fork, glass, and dry the plates after dinner. Scrub, 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 scrub. Water the plants. And feed the pet goldfish. No, 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 no. Oh, it's so tiring though. I don't know how I'm going to do next week's chores. But wait, I have an idea. Children, would you mind helping me to do the chores? So, first, we make the bed. Fluff, 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 fluff. Peg the washing on the washing line. Peg, 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 peg. Vacuum my room with a little vacuum cleaner. Help Mummy before dinner by chopping the vegetables. Chop, 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 chop. And stirring the soup. Gloop, 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 gloop. Lay the table before dinner. Plate, knife, fork, glass. Scrub, dry the plates after dinner. Scrub, 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 scrub. Water the plants. And feed the pet goldfish. Oh, I'm so tired. But wait, we have next week's chores as well. Come on, let's do it faster. Make the bed. Fluff, 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 fluff. Peg the washing on the washing line. Peg, 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 peg. Vacuum my room with a little vacuum cleaner. Help Mummy before dinner by chopping the vegetables. Mind your fingers. Chop, 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 chop. And stir in the soup. Gloop, 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 gloop. Lay the table before dinner. Plate, knife, fork, glass. And dry the plates after dinner. Scrub, 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 scrub. Water the plants. And feed the pet goldfish. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, now you understand, children. It's very tiring to do chores. But if I did all my chores for the week, I would earn a golden star. Cha-ching! Oh, but it was so tiring and I lacked the willpower to do my chores. So every time...
Edward! Have you made up your bed?
I'm brushing my teeth, Mummy!
Edward! Have you pegged the washing on the washing line?
I need to go to the toilet, Mummy!
Edward! Have you tidied up your room?
I'm taking a nap, Mummy! Oh, I had an excuse for everything. But do you want to know what I was really doing? Can I tell you a little secret? I was playing Lego! And Connect 4, king, 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 Connect 4! I'm playing with my little aeroplane. It was magical. But although I really, really wanted that golden star, playing was so much easier. But then, one day, my mummy asked me, Edward, why do you think I make you do chores? And I said, because you need help around the house. And she said, yes, but let me show you. She got out a jar. And she said, Edward, how many lemons do you think you can fit into this jar? And I don't know. And I said, I don't know, but let's see. 1, 2. Now you may be wondering, children, why do these lemons look so big and oddly shaped? Now these lemons are from my grandmother's garden. So that's why they look like this. And then my mummy asked me, Edward, do you think the jar is full? Children, raise your hand if you think the jar is full. Yes, and that's what I said. And then Mummy said, Edward, do you think you can put some blueberries in the jar as well? And I said, Children, raise your hand if you think we can put some blueberries in the jar as well. Okay, let's see. Whoop. Whoop. Shake the jar. See if we can get some more blueberries in. Ooh. There. Let's get the remaining blueberries and fit them in. Shake the jar. And then Mummy said, do you think the jar is full? Children, raise your hand if you think the jar is full. Yes, and that's what I said. And then Mummy said, do you think you can put some water in the jar as well? Children, raise your hand if you think we can put some water in the jar as well. Okay, let's see. Nearly there. There! And then Mummy said, this jar represents your time. The lemons are the most important things, like your health, your family, and your values, like being kind, generous, and honest. The blueberries are the less important things, like going to school, your friends, and your hobbies. Like when I was your age, for me, it was rock climbing, rollerblading, and playing cricket. And the water is everything else, like playing Lego! And Connect 4! Cling, 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 Connect 4! And playing with your little aeroplane. But for some of you, that may also be going to the playground and playing video games on an iPad or a phone. And then she said, Edward, do you think if you put the water first, you'll still have space for the lemons and blueberries? Children, do you think if we put the water first, there'll still be space for the lemons and blueberries? Raise your hand if you think so. Okay, let's see. Let's get out another jar. Slightly smaller one, but let's get slightly smaller lemons as well. Put some water in. Some more water. There. Now let's put the lemons in. Oh no! Mummy, why is the jar overflowing? And she said, that's because you prioritize the water over the lemons, and that's why the water's overflowing. And she said, that's the same in your life. If you prioritize playing, that takes up all of your time, and then you wonder, where did the time go for the most important stuff? Like children, here's an example. Raise your hand if you've ever told Mummy, I'm going to play for 10 minutes. And then it becomes 30 minutes. And then it becomes an hour. And then 2 hours. And then suddenly you go, where did all the time go? And that's why I make you do chores, says Mummy. Because so that you learn how to manage your time correctly, so that when you're an adult, you learn how to make responsible choices. And then Mummy asked me, do you think the jar is full? The jar must be full now, right? Children, raise your hand if you definitely think you cannot put anything else into this jar. Yes, that's what I said. But Mummy said, no. If you manage your time well and make responsible choices, there will always be room for a little bit of candy to add sweetness into your life. So, the question is, what will you do with your time? Delicious. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Edward, for that very meaningful story. Let's show our appreciation again. You remember how to do it? That's the way. All right. So, next up, we have Alice. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the slides to show. All right, so Alice is a multilingual storyteller and an award-winning picture book author. Well, look for her books in the library or go to the bookstore and get one. She loves sharing stories because they have the power to heal. Well, we shall look forward to hearing her story next. So put your hands together once again to welcome Alice.
Okay, there we go. Hello, children. Now, in my story, there was a lion. And Lion had a kingdom. And he had a big kingdom. And his kingdom stretched out north as far as the eyes could see. And it stretched out to the south as far as the eyes could see. And to the east and to the west. It was a peaceful kingdom, a happy kingdom, a prosperous kingdom. Wow, that's a good word, prosperous, which means it was a land of plenty. But, on the borders of Lion's kingdom, there were enemies. And the enemies, their armies, had joined to form one big army. And that army was planning to attack and take Lion's land. And Lion's heart was sad. He called the cleverest of his animals. And who could that be? Of course, the cleverest of the animals was Monkey. Your Majesty, your wish is my command. Monkey, I need you to rally an army for me, to get together the bravest and the fiercest and the strongest in the kingdom. And I need you to train them well, because we need to defend our land from our enemies. Yes, Your Majesty. It shall be done, Your Majesty. And Monkey set off. And he looked to the north. And he looked to the south. And he looked to the east. And he looked to the west. And children, this is where you come in. Now you get to be the bravest and the fiercest and the strongest animals in the kingdom. So on the count of 3, I want you to imagine the animal you wish to be and act the animal out. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. And Monkey looked, and there they were, the bravest and the fiercest and the strongest animals in the kingdom. For there was Buffalo with his 2 big horns, and there was Rhino with his big, big horn, and then Gorilla. Whoa. Yes, and over there was Wolf, oh, and Bear with his growl. And what's that? Is that Crocodile with his sharp, sharp snap? And of course, oh, I see you. There was Elephant with his and once Monkey had put together Lion's army, he trained them. And he trained them every day, after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner. And he trained them for days, for weeks, for months. But this is where you come in, because you get to be part of the training. Are you ready? So stand up and make sure you have a nice clean space free of blueberries. And then you measure your space. Very good. And we are ready for the training. You put your right arm in and your right arm out. In, out, you shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around. To get fit and strong, you put your left arm in and your left arm out. In, out, you shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around. To get fit and strong. Right leg, you put your, now you can put it ahead of you, but I don't have so much room, so I'll put it to the side, okay? You put your right leg in, right leg out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Left leg in, left leg out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Whoa, the army training. Whoa, the army training. Whoa, the army training. Together we stand tall. And again, faster. You put your right arm in, right arm out, in, out. You shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Left arm in and left arm out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Right leg in, right leg out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Left leg in, left leg out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Whole body in and your whole body out. In, out, shake it all about. You do the army training and you turn around to get fit and strong. Whoa, the army training. Whoa, the army training. Whoa, the army training. Together we stand tall. And one more time to Clarke. You put your right up. Wait! His Majesty. Bow to His Majesty. Attention! Stand tall. And Lion came to inspect the troops. Buffalo, rhino, gorilla, elephant, wolf, bear, leopard, huh? Rabbit, donkey, tortoise. Well, these troops look fantastic, but rabbit, so small, and donkey, so stubborn, and tortoise, so slow. Surely, monkey, there must be a mistake.
But your Majesty, said Monkey, there has been no mistake.
Let us ask the children. Children, what animal is so small and so fast that he can weave in between the army lines, delivering messages during the battle? Of course it is rabbit. Yes. And what animal has such a loud braying voice that he can sound the attack when the enemies come? With his of course it is donkey. And what animal can live such a long life and be so wise that he can help negotiate peace terms? Of course it is tortoise. For your Majesty, peace is to be valued surely over war. And we can only hope that whatever wars there may be between our kingdoms, we may only hope that they will be short, so that we can once again return to a land that is prosperous. Remember that word, children? Prosperous land of plenty, a happy land, a peaceful land. Monkey, rabbit, tortoise, donkey, I am sorry. I have wronged you. I have underestimated you. You have talents. You may not be the bravest or the fiercest or the strongest, but I would be honored for you to be part of my army. Thank you for reminding me that all creatures, however small or big, yes, I see you all. You all have talents.
You very much, Alice. And this was indeed a very meaningful story. Yes, no matter how small you are or how young you are, you have talents that you can share with the world and benefit other people. So thank you very much, Alice. And once again, have a round of applause for all three of our storytellers. Shalni, Alice, and Edward. Hooray! Thank you so much for these exciting stories. All right. So, be sure to check out hang on, let me get my slides once again in order. All right. So after all these exciting stories, do come to the libraries to also check out some of the wonderful books we have on our shelves. For example, you have the Stone Soup, the Clever Rabbit. Clever Rabbit is a trickster's tale, whereby a clever rabbit, yes, it's on the cover, learns through his intelligence how to avoid disaster when a wolf comes to, well, gobble everyone up. And then we have The Enormous Turnip. Not quite the exciting story, but a classic as well. As you learn through the version that Shalni told in the first story, it's a wonderful classic tale that you'll read again and again. So we have reached the end of today's storytelling session. Thank you everyone for joining us. But before you go, please give us your feedback. And upon scanning, you will receive a template to this adorable craft with, well, it's aligned to Storytellers Association's Singapore's overall theme, which is shine bright like a diamond. Well, definitely sounds exciting, right? So let's see what it's all about. So remember, scan the QR code, press your feedback, and then create your own pop-up card with all this wonderful art. All right, so hope you're done with that. If not, take a picture and then you can fill in the feedback soon. Right, great. I'll give you a few more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Oh, okay. And we have more online storytelling sessions for you at home as well. As you would have known, in the next 2 days, we have more sessions for you at 4 p.m., 4 to 5 p.m. on Zoom as well. So do register for our exciting programs with more storytellers who will tell you meaningful and wonderful stories. So do join in. Got it? All right. Coming up later on in September, we also have storytelling in mother tongue languages, in storytelling in English and Tamil at Sengkang Public Library on the 13th September, storytelling in English and Malay in Tampines Regional Library on the 14th, and on the 20th, we have storytelling in English and Chinese on the 20th of September. So again, drop on by, join us for exciting tales, and get to, well, brush up on your mother tongue language as well. Great. So if you can't remember all these dates, take a photo or, well, screen cap. And then, of course, we also have educational videos and content that you can do e-learning at home. I know that's all the rage now, right? Well, online resources can be useful provided you keep it within a certain time. So again, you can scan the QR code. We've made it very convenient for you. Just scan the QR code and you'll be led to a web page with all these wonderful resources with Lightbox Learning, with different canopy for kids, and well, just for kids access videos. So all these things, you get to select the cool videos to watch, the online content that you can learn more at home about various topics you might be interested in. So once again, I hope that you benefited from this session, and well, we hope to see you again at our next programs. So we leave you now with this wonderful jingle from 398.2. And again, give your round of applause for all the storytellers in the
A happy place where you
Care.
can find all sorts of stories for kids and adults too. With songs and chants and puppets, old stories seem brand new. Fall under the spell of the stories we tell, and you can join in as well. There's sure to be a story that feels just right for you. So come along and join us at the 398.2.
Storytellers. If you like, please pin them up.
happy place where you can find.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everyone.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, go.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.